Hey, welcome back to JG3 Reviews. My name is James, and here I like to explore the world of fountain pens, ink, and paper, all that good stuff. But I have been very busy lately. I have been working on papers, research papers, and I got all of those done, and I'm free for a little while until the next assignments. And I've been attending the different levels of competition for my daughter and her school's one-act play competition, hoping to make it to state, but there's one more level of competition before we get there, and that comes later this week. I'm very excited. They're doing an awesome job. And it's been, of course, a busy season. I'm a minister, and it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Easter's kind of a big deal, and there were a lot of other things particular to our church that came up around that time and then later, and I've just been a little bit swamped, just a little bit swamped. But here we are. We're back at the desk. We got the pens going, and we're going to do a currently inked. That'll be a great way to dip my toe back into the ink. I don't think you put your toes in ink. That's going to be harder to wash out than your hands. I think probably we'll just dip our toes back in the water. Anyway, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you what is in the pen roll. Now, this only holds 6 pens, and for me, that's not enough, so there will be additional pens. Plus, I'm not going to show them again, but some of the pens that were in this roll last time, I kicked them out to put these pens in for this month, but I was so busy having to write on a keyboard instead of on paper that some of those pens, they still got ink in them, and I'm using them. I'm going to use them empty before I clean them out and put them back. But what's new? Well, first, let me tell you, before I open this up, a couple of things. One, 2/3 of the pens in this pen roll at the moment are pens that I am going to share with you in videos, reviews, and things like that. So this is heavy on stuff you're about to see for the first time on the channel, although some of these pens are not new to the pen world. Then I've got, later in the video, some random point. It won't be at the end, so don't be trying to skip ahead. Some random point in the video. And yeah, I just saw one of you type that in. It's at minute so-and-so, second such and such. Just click over here. That's fine. I knew you were going to show up. Anyway, later in the video, I've got a pen that was sent to me by a manufacturer of some really cool, unique fountain pens for a giveaway, specifically for a giveaway. It doesn't come to me, it's coming to you. And so I'm going to tell you what that pen will be, and then in the month of May is when we will have the review of that pen and the giveaway and all that good stuff. If you're watching this video, you're getting a sneak peek, and if you're a member of the channel, you will get an unboxing uploaded later on that I think you'll really enjoy. But enough of that. You want to see what's in the pen roll, and so do I, because, listen, I'm frazzled enough that I don't know, who knows, I might have forgotten what was in here my own self. I guarantee you that there's at least one pen I might not remember what ink I put in it. Whoa, forgot upside from the downside there. Here we go. Here are the pens. Did you see them? There are the pens. All right, let's go one by one, give you a little bit of a writing sample and tell you what I think a little bit about these pens that I think are kind of fun. Pen number 1 is maybe not what some of you think that is. This is an Admok M800, and yes, it looks an awful lot like I almost call it a penguin. Oh, brother, that might be another Chinese pen brand born right there, the Penguin M800. Anyway, the Pelican M800, that's kind of what it looks like, and by kind of, I mean a lot of what it looks like. And I know some people already might be upset. Are you really going to review that pen? And yes, I am. I'm fascinated by the pen. I'm, of course, a lover of Galaxy Blue. I'm not buying it to avoid buying a Pelican. I got a couple Pelicans over there in the pen storage, but I'm just curious about the Admok pens. I had bought one, the M400, which I did recently review over a year ago, and it actually turned out to be a great pen. I had not really thought I was going to buy the M800, but I just kept seeing people's thoughts on it and thought, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. It's a reasonably priced pen, and we'll see if I like it or not. So this is it. It's a piston-filled pen. I will review this one here pretty soon. In fact, it may be the next review. It's a piston filler with a number 6 nib. This one is a Bach, although it did also come with its own Admok nib. Now, I'm writing medium, but you know what? Is that true? I can't even remember. I'm going to have to look this up. I believe this one's actually fine. I believe that is actually a fine nib. And the ink in this one is, unironically, Pelican Royal Blue. The real reason that this has Pelican Royal Blue in it is because I have another Admok pen, one that is not a Pelican look-alike at all, that already had that ink in it, and I thought that I would put the same ink in both of them, kind of compare the performance without ink being a difference in the way they wrote. But that's the M800. Actually, a very good-looking pen, but I don't think you can give Admok credit for that, right? Except that they didn't botch it up too badly. But actually, well, I'll reserve my thoughts. I'm going to reserve my thoughts. I'll reserve my thoughts. Tell you that in the review. Now, next, let's just go ahead and get both the Admoks out of the way. This is the Admok Model 28, and it does not look like a Pelican at all. It is, however, also galaxy blue, and it's not a piston filler either. This is like a, what do you call it, a button filler sort of a deal. You're going to open this up back here and chink, 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 and fill it up. It has a silicone sac inside the barrel that fills the pen. That is a tried and true retro ink filling system, if you want to call it that, classic ink filling system. And the looks of this pen are entirely retro. It looks like kind of a mix of a couple or few different vintage pens, and that's what drew my eye. And, I mean, even the section I mentioned in the unboxing, that it looks a lot like a vintage Esterbrook J, just, blown up in size there at the grip section. But there are a few other vintage pens with very similar grips. Now, this one has a Bach nib as well, but I know that this one is actually a medium. Now, I haven't written with this pen in over a week. And I didn't know there's no M in this one. Now, this one again, I know is a medium. These write close together, but I still think that one is a fine. You just can't tell the difference much. And of course, I'm just going to put same, because it is. It's the same. See if the wetness is the same. A little bit different. This pen writes well. This one is a little bit more pencil-like, this particular nib. I would say in a good way. It's not buttery smooth, but it just has that little bit of soft pencil. What I really like about this pen, and I have reached for it a lot lately to write with, is that it looks good. It looks like a vintage pen. It doesn't look like a modern pen. I think they got those details done well, and it's made better than I expected. I wasn't sure what to expect about this pen. I haven't seen much said about it at all, and I tell you what, so far, so good. I'm really kind of liking that pen. Now, just a few days ago, I was at my office, and while I was at my office, I noticed that I had written ink out of all of the fountain pens. There's like 4 or 5 of them that are on my desk at the office and stay there. They're like permanent residents. And so I thought, well, I need a pen. I was about to make some notes on the outline of one of those research papers, and I grabbed the Jinhao Shark. I should actually leave that put together before I take the cap off there on camera. The Jinhao Shark. This does stay at my office, at my desk, and I've had it for years. And you know what? This is actually a great pen. It's not snotty. It's not unapproachable. It's not the end of the world if something happened to it. And you know what? It actually writes really well. It's just the standard Jinhao number 5 nib. But I mean, it just works. Every time I've ever inked it up, I've always thought, you know what? This just shouldn't be that good, but I'm really glad it is. Jinhao Shark. And this is a fine. This one I know. So number 5. And the ink, well, it is a relatively old bottle. It's taken me a while to work through. A Waterman Serenity Blue. Looks darker than that. That's what it is. Go back up here where there's more room. That looks concentrated, doesn't it? And you know what? The Jinhao Shark is such a cool pen, and you don't have to be a kid to enjoy that. It's not just a student pen. You know, some of the best pens that a lot of people really like the most and use the most every day are considered student pens, you know, the Lamy Safari, the Pilot Kakuno, and tons of others, but they actually turn out to be great pens regardless of age. And this is one of the fun ones. Has, I think, a really nice ergonomic grip. It fits my hand well. I like it. It's comfortable to write with. It has a standard number 5 Jinhao nib, and the one that came in this one writes really well. I actually enjoy it more than the 2 box before it, and that's nothing bad about the box. That's just this one came with a good nib. I know every now and then they don't, but they're swappable. Go find another nib if you don't like it. It's worth doing. This is a fun pen and a fun gift for somebody you might be trying to get into fountain pens. Stepping up in swankiness just a little bit is a pen I've had for quite a while. You've seen it in other currently inked, and that is the Visconti Mythos. This and that lovely brown resin. You know, I like a brown pen as much as I like a blue pen. I mean, these, you know, they complement each other pretty well, but what a great pen this has been. And I know sometimes people they poo-poo these pens just a little bit, but I've had wonderful experience with this one. And this time, I found an ink that mine seems to like just a little bit better than some others. This is a medium, number 6, steel nib, and the ink today is a diamine ink, and I might be wrong, don't think I had used a diamine ink in this pen before. And I mention that because I have used some brown inks with this pen because I like, you know, every now and then to be magic like that. And then I know I've used, let's see. No, I think it's been all brown inks. Maybe I put some red ink in it before. I don't recall, but I don't think so. But I had used mainly, let's see, Monteverde brown sugar, and there was another one. What was that? Oh, I think it was Private Reserve Chocolat. Is that right? I believe it was that ink. And both of those wrote fine. They wrote fine in the pen, and I like both of those inks. More the brown sugar than the chocolat, which tends to be a little bit dry. In this pen, though, they both had issues with dry out just a little bit. And I don't have trouble with those inks in any other pen drying out like that. But in this pen, they were drying out, which made me think it was the pen. And this is over long time after I had reviewed the pen. I didn't really have problems, I don't think, at that time with it, but more long term. However, I put this diamine ink in it, and all of those problems went away. I also, by the way, have had some nib creep issues with it just every now and then. And this time, I haven't. And this diamine ink is their crimson red. I've had it for a long time, but not put it in any pen. And then I decided, you know what? I want to try that ink, but I also want to have my Mythos. So I just gave the Mythos a good flush to guarantee there was no dried ink. You know, every now and then after you clean them, there's still just a little bit somewhere that you didn't catch, diluted, but there. So I just gave it another ink flush with just a very, very tiny amount of soap, just to kind of, you know, add a bit of surfactant to the equation. And let me just tell you, it has performed flawlessly. And by the way, somebody asked if I've ever had the cracking problem, and thus far, this pen is having no issues with cracking whatsoever. Still as beautiful as the day that I bought it, and with this ink, writing beautifully, but also sometimes sitting on the desk for a few days, neglected. No issues, no dry out, no nothing, just working. So it has found its ink. You know, sometimes that's part of it with a pen. You got to try a few different inks, and then suddenly you find one where the pen and the ink are in sync, and man, then you have a good time. All right, let's look at a couple of other things. These are both new pens. New pens to me, new pen makers to me, not new pen makers, but new pen makers to me. The first that I've had from either of these, and both of these pens are from Taiwan. So this is a Mr. Cypress fountain pen. And look at that resin. I really like this. This is a cool acrylic, kind of a dark, deep green mixed with some lighter, meant to be plant-like shades. This is meant to be forest-like. And isn't that really just a beautiful material? I'm going to enjoy doing this review for you because even though this is it looks like just a smooth cigar-shaped pen, there's some neat details on this pen and its design. It's a nice, clean design. And I like the nib so far. I like their detailing on the nib. Just a neat, neat pen. Classic look, great feel. An enjoyable pen. I don't remember the model number. You know what? I'll have to look at it. It's like letters and numbers, okay? So I'll put it on the screen for you. That's the beauty of editing, is that I can do that. To me, it's just my Mr. Cypress green pen, you know? I like that. It is a medium nib. Medium is my favorite, and you'll pick that up, I guess, pretty quickly on these currently inked things. It is, as you can see, a number 6 steel nib. Two-tone, really nice. And ink. What do we have for ink here? Well, this is one of my favorite greens these days. And it's a Ferris wheel press ink. And it is Spruce County Post. I'm going to abbreviate because I'm running out of room. We'll go back up here again. And there you go. Really nice shade of green. Well-behaved ink, and I like it. Now, one thing about this pen, it doesn't dry out. It has kind of like slip and seal, but it's kind of spring-loaded. You see that? That's not me. Watch. See? It's kind of spring-loaded. So doesn't really post because that cap will shoot across the desk. Kind of crazy that way, but the pen is fantastic. Really pleased with that so far, and a nice writer. Then another pen I am putting through the paces, and another one again from Taiwan. This pen's been out for a long time, but I don't ever really see much about it, and I was kind of curious. I never owned a pen from Laban anyway, and I saw this, and I thought, you know what? I don't think I have bought a gold-colored anodized pen. I know that's kind of specific, right? So why would I have a bunch of those lying around? But I got a bunch of galaxies, so you never know. But I hadn't bought a pen in this kind of a finish, in this color, and I think since maybe I've never bought one, because the one I have is a gift. The other one was a gift, and that was my Pilot Metropolitan. It's a little bit different shade, but similar in material and feel, on the texture of that anodization. So anyway, it's an aluminum alloy pen, and it has some interesting details on this pen as well. I really like the clip, the design of the rings. There's a lot about this pen that I like. Then when you open it up, you have, yes, a metal grip, but one that is very well textured, not slippery. Now, it does have a number 5 nib, which does not bother me. Actually, no, I think this is actually maybe technically more like a number 4-ish nib, like in a Kaweco. Anyway, it's a small nib, and that would not normally bother me at all, but it feels a little, I don't know, does that look disproportionate, or does that look right to you? I think that's probably going to be a matter of pretty subjective opinion, but it writes well. I like it. So this is a Laban, and boy, does this pen have ink flow. And it is the Solar, which I'm going to assume is why it writes like a hot knife through butter. Really, really smooth. And this one, too, is a medium. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, this is steel, by the way. I'm going to put this down here, and it's a number 4-ish, I believe. But it is, of the lineup of pens I've shown you so far, absolutely the smoothest. Ink here is also a diamine ink. And this one is denim. It's kind of a blue-black. One that I really like, but I haven't used here on the channel all that much, but a really nice blue-black. And smooth as butter, is not really doing it justice. That pen, flat, writes. I'm going to enjoy doing this review. It will be interesting because there are some things about it that I am sure people will divide over. But writing-wise, the nib, fantastic. So what else? What else do I have inked up? Well, I have 4 pens here on the desk. Well, five, I guess, if I'm looking around. But I'm gonna mention the first 4 I saw. There are 4 pens here on the desk that I have been using quite a bit, and I'm just going to do them rapid fire without the writing test. Is that all right with you? You've seen these pens before. One is a Lamy Safari, which has blue black in it. That is also a medium. I've had this for several years. Bought it at a fountain pen store in Kansas City. And then there is my Lamy 2000. That is a fine gold nib with Oxford blue from Diamine in it. That is just, it's always filled. It's always good. It's always just a fantastic pen. And then my Pilot Prera, which is a fine. This one also has, by the way, I know we're blue heavy this month, but it has just Pilot blue black. That's not a bad thing. That pen, I keep it ready to go at any time as a in the rotation of the everyday carry pens. And then I have my Custom Heritage 912 with an FA Falcon nib. Love that pen too. And it's also got some Pilot blue black in it. But you notice there's like a slot for another pen over here. Wasn't there? There was something else. What was it? Was that the giveaway pen? Is that what's supposed to be there? Let me look around over here for just a second. I think I have one of those somewhere around here. Let's see. Bum 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 bum. There it is. There's the pen. This is your sneak preview. I've got a Benu. Bonus points in the comments if you know which Benu model that is, because Benu has sent this pen. It's not inked up. They have sent this pen to me so that I can review it, and then I'm going to give it away to one of you. So thank you to them for that, because that's a gift to you guys. I think this is a cool looking pen. Very excited about that. And I think whoever the winner is going to be is too. So stay tuned in May, because that's when the review and the giveaway will come on that Benu model, to be named in the comments below by those who know. All right. That is my currently inked stash at the moment. What have you got inked? What are you rocking today? Share that in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join up for a membership if you'd like to see videos early, plus unboxings, which just gives you a little extra detail before the pens come into the review, sometimes weeks ahead, even a month ahead, and you get to have some input on older pens that I'm going to re-review. Give it a shot. I promise it doesn't hurt. Now, before I go, there is one more thing, and that is thank you for watching, and God bless you, and I hope that you have an awesome week.